I am Nikos Balboa. I am a trans man. I am a tattooer, an illustrator. I love to keep graphic journals. And I'm also a mom of a teenager. And I'm a Swiftie. Anyway, let's go do another graphic journal tour. Let's go check what's inside this white box. As you saw, I have so many sketchbook, and though this is just one part of all my life sketchbook, but the thing is that I found this one, and this one is from the year 2000, and it was one of my first graphic journal that I have kept during an holiday, 1 month spent in New York back in year 2000. And I also found two more graphic journal from a trip in New York. So this one, it's like 13 years later, because it's from like 2013 or maybe from 2012. And it's been done on a moleskin. And I also found this particularly sketchbook that comes from the Sketchbook project. Today, what I'm going to show you is a sketchbook tour, graphic journal tour from New York. Okay, let's go. First, we are going to start with my pretty first intentional graphic journal of my life. And I remember sticking it this New York diary from Canadian artist and cartoonist Julie Doucet. And it was summer year 2000. Oh my, I just turned 21 then. This is like a poem by this Italian writer, Isabella Santa Croce. And this is me blowing my 21 years candles. If you don't know, I'm a trans man, so maybe some picture in it of myself will look pretty different. This was like the address of my friends that I was living in Rome, because I was preparing my trip to New York. I was about to leave for 1 month, and the time we used to send postcards, and I was a huge fan of sending mail. I still am. And so July 6, year 2000, yesterday I bought this marvelous sketchbook. This is me with this sketchbook. And I've also bought this marvelous pair of knickers, panties, stripped panties, very grunge. This is me. I've bought 2 pairs, and one of them I offered to Luisa Montalto, which was an illustrator. And I liked her a lot, but, you know, baby queer in the closet. So Susi Diario, so diary from New York City, year 2000, Nikos. preface. This was like the preface. And so, what's this sketchbook is for? Maybe you may ask. Well, I and Lorena, my friend, on July 27, we are leaving to New York. This is me on the Empire State Building. So I will use this small notebook for taking notes of my holiday, and to make it better for the occasion. I've stick to it the the cover of Julie Dowsett book, My New York Diary. So basically, what I told you oh my, it's basically what I've told you as an introduction of this very same journal. Is the same that 25 years ago I've written on it. So I mean, I'm the same of 25 years ago. Look like. So now I just have to wait to 27, and I'm here waiting. 24 July, still waiting. I'm still waiting, and I'm going to have a dinner I'm going to have a dinner in San Lorenzo, which is a Roman neighborhood, with Apu and Anna and Mandigno and Chimicone. I don't remember who Mandigno is. Apu and Alba, yes. Alba, Apu, and Anna are still my friends. And it's been 3 days. It's 3 days to leaving to New York, and I'm waiting and I'm relaxing. Have a nice trip, and then the day I left to New York, 6:30 in the morning. Nico, wake up! Your mother is coming. Oh my, 6:30, taking the shower. Nothing better to take a shower to wake up. 7 a.m. Everything is ready. My mother is coming to pick me up to take me to the airport, and my father did my breakfast, having a tea with my mom, and my mom saying, "Yes, but hurry up." And I have a apple head. Let's go. Bye bye, airport. And then once at the airport, I'm meeting my friend Lorezzi, and then we go have a coffee, having a ananas, pineapple juice. And then I'm sorry for this, but I'm drawing not very good because I'm too anxious to tell all the story to be precise, to draw well. A lot of judgment. Maybe it's better you go. Okay, bye bye, ciao ciao. Here we are, waiting room, waiting for the plane, 3 hour late. Finally on the plane, we are arriving in Paris at 4 in the afternoon. We lost our coincidence, our plane to New York. They find us another plane, another flight at 7 p.m. Little advice from your friend. So at the airport in Charles de Gaulle, go see it, go checking it on the internet because it's a jewel of architecture. I remember putting a picture in it. Yes, this is the airport. I remember because after I printed some picture, so this was the airport. 27 July, 11:20 p.m. Italian hour, and it's me playing classic, I don't know, Italian song with a mustache. On the plane, there is the light, even though it's 11 p.m. And here for you some information. This was the very beginning of airplane seat with screen on them. It was the very first time I saw this. So we were flying over the ocean, Reykjavik, Atlantic Ocean, Europe, USA, Halifax, St. John, and we were there. Anyway, all the infos. Yes. And so I felt the need to write it down. Do you know what it is? There is a mini screen in front of the seat in front of me. On the seat in front of me, I'm watching cartoon and I can also play with it, watch documentaries and see about the trip. You just have to touch with your finger the screen. And I'm sure it wasn't like iPhone technology. And here it's me on the plane. My friend Lorenzi is sleeping, and I'm thinking about things I did before leaving. I got a tattoo with a friend. We tattooed each other crotch. Anyway, and then I was thinking of all the friends I left there. I don't know who this is. Maybe okay, Sebastiano, and this is Apu, Alba, and then Settimio, and then my sister that was like 10 years old at the time, and then this is my friend Gaetano, and Francesco, my friend Giulia, my friend Martina, my friend Red. It's funny. I still see them. Here I wrote, I'm feeling like the girl from the country going to the big city. Even though I'm from Rome, but I guess that going to New York was a way bigger deal. This was a guy sleeping on the side of me and his girlfriend on sleeping on him. July 28th, waking up. I have already brought from Italy a Manhattan T-shirt that I thrifted in a market in Rome, in Porta Portese. And we were at the house of Eva. It was like at the time there weren't Airbnb, but it was this girl renting a room. So I'm walking on the wooden floor, and then the toilet, the bathroom, and then I went to weight myself in leaves, in pounds, and then here we are in the street with the classic fire escape. I went by groceries and soap, and we bought cereal. I was so fond of this cinnamon toast crunch, pure sugar, like a, I don't know, it was like very chemical but also very good. And then we bought like Italian, so bread and milk and tomatoes and also water and succo d'arancia, which is orange juice. Let's go home with the grocery, and then we had a mask. This was the very first time in my life I saw like mask for the skincare sold in a single serving pack. Taking the shower and then dressing up, and first things wanted to do is going to the Guggenheim Museum. So we took the subway. We were living in Inwood, getting out at Central Park, and then my very first pretzel. It was so good. At the time, I was like, oh my. So we walk in Central Park. I ate the pretzel. I saw squirrel, Fifth Avenue, and the Guggenheim. Ta-da! Let's see. Here we are at the Guggenheim watching the architecture from Frank Lloyd Wright, and then it was a Friday, and we didn't know that it was like pay what you wish, and we were already broke. First day of the holiday, we were already broke because it was pretty expensive to go there, and we wanted to go there even though we didn't have a lot of money, and so we paid $2. Not sure if it was right, but anyway, it was free price. We gave $2, and I was wondering if it was enough or not. And we were like, okay, whatever. And we were very happy. Then first night in New York, and we went to see a show. We went to see Yuka Honda and Shawn Lennon. So Yuka Honda, if you don't know, Lorenzi said, and if you don't know, you can listen to Cibo Matto or Butter Weight, some bands in which Yuka Honda was, and Shawn Lennon, well, it's John Lennon, son and a musician. And we went at this place called The Tonic, and we felt so à la page, so good. This is me like inventing French word. Chabord. I don't know what this means, and this doesn't. I know this has no meaning. Also, like at the time, I wasn't living in France yet. I'm living in France since 2001. So we went at the tonic, and I forgot my papers, and so I tried to look 21 years old, even though I was actually 21 years old, but I always looked like younger. So Yuka Honda and Shawn Lennon hanging out like this. And I was like, but it's him. Yes. And that's her. And then they went on the stage and they played. And it was very fun because Sean Lennon in a moment said, and this song is dedicated to all that is under of 12 years old. And we were like, what does it mean? And then he sang a cover, show me the meaning of being lonely. And I was like, oh, but this is a song from Backstreet Boys. And actually, because my sister that was 10 years old at the time was a very massive fan of Backstreet Boys. Anyway, I also took her to the concert once in Rome, but this is a story for another time. um, so it was pretty cool. um, and this is the second time waking up in New York, dreaming, waking up with some music in my head, and then music gets stronger and louder in my head, and then I woke up singing, I wanna wake up in the city that doesn't sleep. That ti tri ti ra ra ri, New York, New York. And I sang New York, New York, waking up my friend Lorezzi. Okay, some observation drawing. Uh, 13:20, how do you say in English? It's like 1:20 p.m. And we went out and I had coffee at Starbucks. And I can tell you at the time, for an Italian, drinking a huge coffee, black, and in a paper cup that I can walk with, it wasn't like I never saw this in Italy. I only saw this like when I was watching Friends on the television. So for me, it was a big deal drinking at Starbucks back in year 2000. So this is a traffic light, the subway signs, Canal Street. We went there. I didn't. I wrote without cars because I can't draw cars. And here is Empire State Building from down. So this is just the base of the Empire State Building. As you can see in this journal there aren't so many like postcard view of New York, but it's very personal and close human side point of view. So this is the subway, Canal Street, subway stop. Uh, we were going home after the concert of For Carnation at Knitting Factory, because at that time, Knitting Factory, I guess it exists in New York, but it's in Brooklyn now. But at the time, it was at Canal Street in Manhattan. So Saturday, July 29, Knitting Factory. This is the wagon, the subway from line A, going back to Inwood after the concert of the For Carnation, a band that I used to love. This holiday in New York was exhibition and concert. I was so happy. Sunday, Greenwich Village, and we went in a cyber cafe. So if you are like a Gen Z, maybe you don't know that in a moment we were native with like pocket-sized computer like the iPhone, and we were already like connected in some way. We got email and messenger type of things. Anyway, it was way before, for me at least, way before MySpace. And so you may go to an internet cafe, which was a place with a lot of table and computers in which you pay by the minute or by the hour. And I remember paying by the minutes because we were broke, and the place were called Cyberfeld. And then we went at San Mark Place, in a comic book place, and I've bought this called Bay Rare Creature. Honestly, I don't remember. and this is for my friend Simo, was a present. And then I bought this called Measles, with some work from Gilbert, Jaime, and Mario Hernandez, which are three cartoonists that I love so much, even now. And then a Buzzard, and inside there were Stéphane Blanquet, Jason Huerta, Alexandre Zograf. And it's fun because they are like European kind of comics, but I bought them there because I was from Rome. And I repeat, Rome was a pretty different thing. Now in Rome, you have a lot of place to buy independent comics, but it wasn't at the time. And then we went in Record Place, and I bought Mystery White Boy from Jeff Buckley. What? From Jeff Buckley, that has a very nice cover drawn by himself. And then we went at Barnes and Noble. And Barnes and Noble, like I used to go there. Even like last time I was in New York was like 2016, and I went there so much to have Wi-Fi. I remember we went to Barnes and Noble, and we always like pick up so many books, and then we order coffee, and then we read all the books, and then we put them back without paying because it still was in the shop, in the very big bookshop. And then I went to the New York Adorned, that was like a tattoo parlor, tattoo and piercing, and I was like very fan of the artists who were there. One of them was Chris O'Donnell. The thing is that I was pretty broke, so I didn't got tattooed. I just go there to look and watch. And then we went to Urban Outfitters. At the time, for me, was like, what? It was like the pretty amazing shop, and I bought myself an 8 ball. You know, the ball which that you move and then you have the answer. I still have it. Wait. It's on a shelf. Oh, wait. There are some. Okay. I still have it. So, will you like and follow? Will you like this video and follow, subscribe to my channel? Let's see. Outlook good, but look how this is like. This as I have this for 25 years. I ask so many questions, and so then today is July 3rd. No, how do you say? 30. And me and Lori or Lorezzi, we are dining with cup noodles. Same thing at the time. Cup noodles was like the modern frontier of kitchen, and it was pretty cheap. And so this was our dinner: cup noodles and Oreo. And we stay home, and it was a time that I'm going to stop repeating it about the time and about the fact that I came from Italy. But all this, I guess, it's not about New York, but it's about me discovering crazy things that I never saw in my life at 21. And I stumbled on the Teletubbies, and I was a huge fan. Every morning we used to watch Teletubbies. And then this Una mucca viola, a short story, so Purple Cow, a short story. So Lorenzi is saying, oh, all those statue of cow in Old Town, they are, and I say, they are all around town for this cow parade. And my friends say, oh, what, this is bullshit. And I was like, okay, let's go to the pier. We went there. And so we walk, and then we see another cow, and one of two, she or I, we say, oh no, another cow. Oh, but there is a computer which is connected. You can read Yahoo. I guess that Yahoo doesn't exist anymore. So we look at ourselves and we were like, oh my God. And so we realized that the computer is connected. So it's like free internet. And we were like, this cow parade is so cool. Like we change our mind. And so we stay there and checking our email. And then, oh no, so we said, oh, so we can go there and check her email. And then we saw that there were this huge line. Everybody wanted to check their email for free in New York. So we had to wait. And always for the series, TV wake ups in the morning, and I'm like, what? It's impossible. Yesterday, Teletubbies and okay, but this morning, niente po' di meno che. I don't know how to translate this. And then I say, REM that are singing, shining happy people with all the character from Sesame Street. Michael Stipe, which is singing with Rocco. I don't know the name in English. In Italy, his name was Rocco. We didn't have, like, I grew up in the 80s and I only saw some image from Sesame Streets, but I didn't know at the time, we didn't have YouTube, and I didn't know that this was something that may happen. But for me, it was like, what? Michael Stipe from REM singing with this toy I love so much. And then today we went walking on the Brooklyn Bridge. This is us walking, and then we walk a little in Brooklyn, in the Dodgers neighborhood, and we were like, oh, Brooklyn is so cute, and Brooklyn Heights and Cobble Hill, very cute. This is me, Manhattan, Brooklyn. Then we went to the movies. Do you know what they are doing to the movies? No, what? And then we went to the Times Square movie theater, and she said, if I tell you, maybe you pass out. What? American Psycho. I was a huge fan of Bret Easton Ellis, and the movie came out while we were there. As you can see, I drew with watercolor like blood stains. And so we went there to the movie, and it was fun because it was a movie that we saw in New York, that take place in New York. As maybe you can see later, it will be it will not be the last one movie that take place in New York that we would see in New York. And after the movie, I was like, this is maybe us, or this kind strange animal say, do you know the strange sensation after you saw a movie so strong, and then also in like original version, without being, I don't know how to say in English. In Italian, there are actors that they do doubling over the voices of the original actors, like in Italian. And then you go out in real life and you hear the same language and you walk the same street. Oh, magic New York. Literary corner. What? You don't know American Psycho? Oh my god. Close these comics right now and go to the bookstore and ask for American Psycho by Bret Easton Ellis. Did you understand? Bret Easton Ellis. Run, or you can't read my comics. Did you understand? I'm not sure what's happening here. Nikki Easton Ellis. Anyway, so here in New York City, me and Lorena, we are living in Inwood. Nicolene Hill. Anyway, I hope I don't get cancelled for this. I was a huge fan of Lauryn Hill. And so I'm writing, it's a very marvelous neighborhood on the top edge of the north of Manhattan. So there is the Hudson River, Harlem River, Bronx, New Jersey here. So it's like under Bronx and above Harlem. It's a very beautiful neighborhood with a very huge park. And even if you came home late at night, there are always people in the street chatting. So there are people speaking Spanish, and this is me very happy. Coming from Italy, this felt very similar to our what we know in Italy. And this is Seaman Avenue, so still in Inwood. This is our street, Seaman Avenue, and we live here. More detailing here, we live here, and this is Eva, and this is Lucia. So this was the girl renting the room, and this was her daughter, and Lucia is 5 years old, and she's adorable. And then we have some sort of like mood collage. We have Leonardo from Sonic Youth Knitting Factory, and then today is 1 week we've been in New York, the New Yorker, Buckley, Cup Noodles, anyway, Wall Street. I'm a huge fan of Rugrats, and they had like, Band-Aid, Central Park. So this is Manhattan. This was our subway stop. And so this morning at Chelsea, we went touring galleries, and we went at the gallery of Annina Nosei. Do you remember Jean-Michel Basquiat? So this was the gallery from in which he exposed his work first at the beginning. And then after the galleries, we ate fruits and carrot in a garden. We couldn't afford like restaurants, so we ate like this. And so we ate there to rest, and somebody yelling "What's up?" But this is like a thing that is from the time. I guess it's the very first meme sound, like viral sound that happened. I guess it was like from a commercial or something like this. We didn't have social media, but you can receive like meme kind of things in your inbox. Then we visit the MoMA, and we paid 1 cent because there were like some strike, and you couldn't pay. I don't remember. It was like some sort of protest, and so we went there, and we were pretty happy for that. The protest was like paying this nothing, and then 5 of August, year 2000, we went to the PS1 in Queens. At the time, I was young, and I said, nothing special, but I'm so sorry, I don't agree with young me anymore. PS1 is amazing. They have very huge, very cool programmation. I went there last time, it was like 2016, and I say, were too much contemporary artistic things that bores me. Sorry, but young, I was young, I was 21, and I thought that I knew everything. But I saw this marvelous thing, the most marvelous thing in all my life, I swear. So imagine the floor with like wooden boards, dark, and then in this wooden floor there is a hole, and inside this hole there is a mini person that want to be saved. This video installation, it was marvelous. Few seconds in a loop, from above, and with on a lava background. It was like the risk is that you may not see this. At least 21 years old me thought that people may not see this. But if you are distracted, you may miss the most marvelous things. No, I don't. And like there, and now like 20 years later, I discovered what was this. This was an installation from Swiss artist Pippilotti Rist, and this is us getting like a New York vibe style. We updated upgraded our style. So at the time it was like these sort of shoes, like platform shoes with one bandage and with the banana bag, year 2000 style that is very like, there is a comeback of this style, but the ponytail, and then square glasses, and then this kind of dress that looks like a nightgown, and then rock bracelet, banana bag, and for me it was like Starbucks coffee, and then also this kind of pants that were like just under the knees, but the style wasn't like long pants that were too short, but the opposite was like most like short pants that were too long, and then the without sleeve t-shirt, and like low rise jean, the New Yorkers. And this morning, very pompous breakfast. We bought small donuts because today is Sunday. Even though we are not working, we deserve a treat. Very good. And then we watch television, and there is this John Travolta doing an angel called Michael. Don't know what's happening here. Sketching. And then we went at Cyberfeld to check the email. And after we went to the record store. And while there, I saw one album from Lee Ronaldo. And then it was raining, and we went in Barnes and Nobles, drinking Starbucks coffee and reading for free magazine. And then I find another Bret Easton Ellis book. And then we went, since it was Sunday, we had a Sunday dinner, and we went on this place on 9th Street that called Johnny Rockets. And it's like traditional diner style. And we had this kind of, American dream dinner with onion rings and milkshake. And then shopping again. Lorena bought herself the very typical year 2000 shoes. And then I went at Gap. And I said, at Gap, I bought one pair of jeans, like female jean. This is funny, because this was way, way before my coming out as trans, but there are some hint there, like buying female jean like I wasn't one. And then record shopping. Remember, there is no Spotify, no YouTube. You want to listen to something, you buy the record, or you record a cassette, a tape. So this was Rachel's, and then this Isotope. There were like post-rock and Tortoise, post-rock bands, and Slint and Jim O'Rourke. Jim O'Rourke for some time, who was a new element in Sonic Youth, and we were a fan of Sonic Youth. And then I said, I bought only one CD. Yes, because those records, Lorena bought those records, and I said I bought just one CD because I was broke. But what this one? Jim O'Rourke. Anyway, then we dinner at Sbarro, which I guess it was like pretty cheap. And then we went to the 107th floor of the Twin Tower, way before they were still there. So this is us at inside the Twin Tower at the World Trade Center. And I remember on the floor, each wall was like glass. And on this, like on the edge of the floor, between the floor and the glass, I remember that like the floor didn't touch the wall because the wall was glass. And so there were this small space in which you can see down to the ground floor. And it was pretty scary, and even scarier what you think when you think what happened there. Then we went back home. We bought like peel off mask. First time in my life I found a peel off mask. And then sometimes in New York it feels like it's raining, even if it's sunny. And this is the Twin Tower. I'm the sun, and they say, and we are the Twin Tower. And the others say, it's not true, we are not twin, not even sister, asshole. I don't know why the two are fighting. And then there is this water, and I'm like, and I don't know why. What's happening with this water from the sky? And then you look up, and there are all those air conditioning filters. They give water. Even though Italy is very hot, at that time having air conditioning wasn't like the base. It wasn't like now a lot of people have air conditioning, and it's not very good for the planet. But in year 2000, again, flashback to July 1. I don't know why. Me receiving a text and going to a friend to watch Dragon Ball Z. I have this friend, Francesco, and I always went there half an hour a day just to watch Dragon Ball together. And here we went, then going to a record shop, buying record, and then I'm looking. This is in Rome. It's like a flashback. And so I'm buying, watching, like seeing records from Boss Hogg. Cake, Dianoga, Foo Fighters, Sonic Youth, Motorpsycho, Soul Coughing, Juno 44. I'm name dropping bands because I used to love those bands, and maybe for you can be an inspiration for what do you want to listen. And then each one of us bought their own records, and then we say to each other, after, can you masterize this record to me, because at that time then you can trade the records by basically burning a CD with these songs. Another collage. And then the movie theater again. No, those days we are being public. So we started with a concert from Karate, and then we went to the movie to see Ghost Dog by Jim Jarmusch. I still love this movie. And again, it takes place in Brooklyn, takes place in New York. And then we went seeing The Small Time Crooks by Woody Allen. So we were so happy to see all those movies from New York, in English. We are so found in this moment of moving that take place in New York, American Psycho, Ghost Dog, Small Time Crooks. So now we took a decision. Oh yeah, next week we are going to see Autumn in New York with Winona Ryder and Richard Gere. And so it's us like a dancing class. And this is my sisters. I don't know why I did this. 12 of August, year 2000. I know that you just woke up with the pain in the neck, so do this very simple exercise and you will feel better. Do this, and then she talks to the reader. Do this also, you that are reading. And those are like exercise that we got this on the plane, like the airline they gave them to us. So roll the shoulder, move the neck. Anyway, ciao. Today we take a walk in Harlem and we watched kids playing with a water thing, very classic New York. And then we enter in the park, and then we walked to the Columbia University. And when we were like exiting the park, there were this big staircase, and at the top of the staircase there were this guy, very confident, that looked down in his bike, and he went down the staircase like he wanted to ride the staircase. But what happened is that, like, I don't want to spoil, but I said, oh, he's very brave, then going down. But in some moment I still remember he crashed, and he had so much blood from his like eyebrows. And then we were like, oh my God, what can we do? And then a guy stopped by and he said, I got a mobile phone, or a cell phone, maybe he said. And we said like, oh, I was so happy because I was like, oh, so now I will see like the paramedics like in the movie. And after 45 minutes, nobody came. And so in a moment we said, maybe we saw cabs coming. And so we stopped them, and the cabs say, okay, we can take him to the hospital. And the ambulance never came. And the thing is that the guy said it's better that the ambulance doesn't came, because if you don't have an insurance at the time, the guy said it can cost $400. And so I was like, oh, maybe you're more lucky if the ambulance doesn't came. Anyway, we were a little bit like not feeling very good with all this blood. We felt sick. And then we sneak in the Columbia University. I don't know what's happening here. And there was like a big party in the garden of at the university, but it was like the university barbecue, and we felt pretty sick with all the blood. And then we have a small work in the village, East Village, and we met Siriana, an Italian friend that was there with her boyfriend. And then we went to a bookstore near the Parsons School of Design. Don't know what's happening here. Maybe a drawing I did somewhere else. And this is us. This is me. This is my friend Lorezzi, and this is my friend Siriana. Oh my. Today I woke up at 1 p.m. Lorena went for having a walk, and I went out to having breakfast, and I bought some bat soap from Teletubbies, and then I bought this freezer from Dragon Ball. Like I remember, it was like something that you can blow in it. It's like a punching ball, but like I don't know how to say. You blow in it, and it gets bigger, and you can punch it. And I gave it to my father. It was a present. It was fun. Then I went in the downtown meeting Lorena. It was so windy. We went having a coffee. I bought some Band-Aid with colors. At the time, I couldn't find in Italy. You couldn't find this kind of Band-Aid. Then we went to Starbucks, and I say this coffee is so sour, not sour. It's so not sugary. I'm going to put some sugar, and I loved because there were sugar and but also vanilla and milk and cinnamon. So I put everything in it. And then we went to the summer stage in the Central Park. We heard the music. There were people having fitness in the park. We did some fitness in the park. And then we went to the Central Park summer stage, year 2000. And it was like Femi Kuti, The Lamb, and Mark Anthony. And then I don't know what I guess that this is us. I'm not sure who are these people, but this guy say, "What do we have for dinner?" And the girl say something healthy. Yes, no carbs. Okay, maybe we should eat like white meat, like a chicken. Okay, okay, so maybe we can go to Kentucky Fried Chicken. Yes, because the chicken is healthy, and so the chicken is say, "Hooray for chicken, fried chicken." I don't know why? Why? So today is Ferragosto, August 15. I don't know if it's something relevant in English. Anyway, it's mid sort of summer celebration in Italy, in Europe. What we did, we went in Times Square. In Times Square, there were a webcam from to which you can connect. There were like a website. You look for a webcam in Times Square, and you can see the street. And so we went there, and we say to our friend to come on their computer and see us. We were standing in front of this camera, and the fun part is that we didn't have cell phones, so we just sent an email telling our friend like on August 15 at this time, Italian time, be in front of your computer because you will see us. And the thing is that we didn't have any way of checking in if people were in front of their computer or not, even also because of August 15, like people often are on holiday in Italy. And so we were there waving to the camera, and we couldn't know if people were actually there in real time. And then maybe at night, or I don't remember, we had the email from our friend. It was a pretty amazing thing to do. Like I remember now, it's so weird to think about this, to don't have the feedback right away, but it was like this. Some picture. This is me at work in the toilet with my Manhattan T-shirt, and this is me with like a family sides mayonnaise. Coming from Italy, this for us was so strange because the portion in Italy at the time was so small. Now we are getting more and more similar, maybe to United States. This is me and Lorezzi in the street. And today we took the A train, and we went to see the ocean, like in a Rockaway. So this should be the cover of this journal. I never done anything with this, but I guess this is the first time I showed all this to someone, even though you can see a few pages of this in my website, but I draw this. So this is Lorena, this is me having Starbucks in Central Park. You can see the skyline, but I don't know where is the original drawing. And then we went Knitting Factory again. I don't know who this person is. And then is us at the Internet Coffee. We went there, and you ask for one computer, and the person say, okay, go to number 2. This was our computer, checking the email one at the time. So Lorezzi before, and then me, and then the one mail from my mother and one from a friend, Gianluca Costantini, who's a Italian cartoonist, artist. And I was so happy. This was my friend Sebastiano, my friend Francesco, and I was all my friends send me email, and also the guitarist from Burning Airlines. I don't remember the story, but the thing is, like, at the time the communication was way slower than today. Yeah, nobody expected you to answer like right away. This is my Teletubbies soap, and this I saper godere del rumore. I don't know what it is. To like having the possibility to enjoy the noise. And it's fun because this is like a QP. I didn't have it like in New York. This is a QP I still have. I don't know why the QP is here. I don't know what's happening here. No, I don't know what is this. There is in this page you have to put the page of New York Gay. What's happening here? I was so close at that, but I don't know what's happening anyway. Still drawings, Autumn in New York, l'angolo delle considerazioni. So consideration corner, Autumn in New York sucks. But it's nice because you can see New York. This movie sucks, for sure. August 18, telephone ringing, going, leave a message, is my father. Lorenz is answering and calling me, and I go, and when I wake up, I couldn't articulate, and my father said, but you were sleeping, but here are 9. My father say, oh, sorry. Anyway, and it's me telling my father about New York. Then still Blink 182, and then M&M's peanut butter. I was so fond of this. And this is the fun part. So this is a picture of us in Williamsburg playing this handball on the wall. This is my friend Siriana, and this is me. Maybe my friend Lorena took the picture. And the thing is that this very same place, like we were there and we played, and I remember the street very well. There were like kids playing, like playground or something like this. And the thing is that I came back there like 12 years later, like in 2012, working at 804 Tattoo, invited by my friend Zoe. And the thing is that the shop in which I worked was like, this is the playground, this is the street, the shop was like here. It was like in front of this place. And when I came there, I was like, what are the odds? Brooklyn Heights. And then this is like getting tattooed, like wishful thinking. I didn't get tattooed there. A little story about a girl getting tattooed on the neck. The airport. And then tonight we went at the Parkside Lounge, Houston Street, at the cross with the Tortoise Street. James Kochalka is a cartoonist, and he played with his band, and we went there, but I found it pretty boring, sorry. And I said, James Kochalka plays only once a year. Maybe there is the reason. So sorry, this is the reason. Sunday morning, Coney Island, A train, West 4, and then D train, Coney Island. Suffering for the air conditioning, sleeping, arriving at Coney Island. A lot of people. Tomatoes. So this is us like making a list of crushes of like celeb. For me, it's Lee Ranaldo, Lorena, Matthew Modine, Bruce Willis, Tom Cruise, Benjamin Bratt, Patrick Swayze, Christian Bale, Bruno Ganz, John Cusack, Hugh Grant, Kevin Spacey, oh my, Brad Pitt, Master Andrea. I don't know what's happening here. Honestly, I don't know. Let's go back to Manhattan, having a snacked Connecticut muffin. And we are sad because it's arriving the day we have to go away. There is a donuts and a muffin doing things at Brooklyn Heights. This is me. Sunday evening. I remember at the time the trend with tattoos. I saw a lot of girls having their name tattooed on their arms. Having spots because of eating too much junk food. On the homebound flight, there weren't modern screens. This is like what I brought with me. Popcorn from Paul Newman's Reese's. Pecan Spins. Okay, this is the end. Thank you for watching this pretty weird sketchbook graphic journal tour. I must admit that a lot of things it's the first time I was reading it like since forever, and it was pretty funny. But the most fun part, I guess, that this is interesting for me to say, if there are some artists here that are listening, because I did this when I was 21, and now I'm 45. Oh my. And the thing is that this is pretty similar to what I do now. But in this 25 years span, I wanted to prove that I could draw, and I wanted to prove that I could do different things. And the thing is that if I may come back, or I give an advice to my 21 years old self, would be trust what you do and don't judge. And it's more easy to say than listen, because I still judge my work. So anyway, next video, subscribe, because I'm going to film also this and this in a still New York graphic journals, and so it will be the next video. Ciao, subscribe.